Hello, everybody. Our guest today is Dr. Samir Attia, who is the Chairman and CEO of SMA Group, founder of SMA Books, which we'll be talking about shortly, an entrepreneur, author, and a strategic thinker and business leader. So thank you so much for joining us today, Sam.
My pleasure, David. It's always good to see you.
Great. So before we talk about your books, could you, for our viewers, briefly give us a view of your journey? You know, how did business and logistics shape the way you think?
My journey is always about movement, actually. Not only movement of goods, but movement of ideas, movement of trust all my life. Being a foreigner, I had to address risk, opportunities, new things. So really, logistics became a sort of university of reality, if you would like to coin this phrase. It taught me very early on that once you give a promise, it has to be delivered. It's not just a headline. If we do, as you know, in business, there is no hiding place in business, especially in logistics. A product is either delivered or not delivered. A BOD is there or not. A collection happened or not happened. You see what I'm saying, David? It's very crisp. So if you reduce logistics to vans or to trucks only, it's not workable. These things matter, of course, but deeper level logistics is about commitment. It's about discipline, about converting your intention to deliver into real delivery. For example, as I said, there is no hiding place. It is what it is. And over decades now, I have been in this business for many years. The same discipline applies to many of my other companies as well. My production company, the SDA company, my security company, and now the discipline rolled into my books company. You have to have a discipline, exactly like my medical days, or even in government, or which I addressed in one of the books, and in family and things like that. It's timing, and it's communication, it's trust, it's the way you execute things. Medicine, for example, taught me very, very simple principle, which is you have to look at causes. You don't look at the artificial symptom you're looking at. It's important in logistics as well to measure what you do, to measure the outcome, and this outcome happened because of what. And that is one of the ways of learning from your mistakes, is to build a coherent cycle that will teach you how next time you avoid traps like that. Because most of the mistakes are, number one, are not intentional, and number two, are educational, because that is how what you and I, old age, call it experience. It's accumulation of all these mistakes and the problems we face. That is what experience is. So this is what I meant by the journey. It's exciting, and I think if I live again, I will just not have anything else. That is what I have.
No, thank you. And what made you decide to move from sort of business leadership into writing books?
I did that because I felt really a responsibility to my own kids and to my own staff and my own stakeholders that I want to convert that experience I mentioned you earlier into something coherent, something readable, and formulated correctly. And to make it useful. And this is what I told even my family. And I consider not my success in business as a legacy. My legacy will be what I write in the books. Because after many years of business, starting in medicine and logistic, negotiation, leadership, and the consultancy company I run, you have to have a practical operating system everywhere. And I am simplifying this to all the readers in a way that it will appeal to them. Either you are an entrepreneur, somebody who is 25 who's just starting a business, or 65 who's running a very successful business, but always think to himself, I'm doing everything right, why things go wrong? This is a very nagging question. Or not everything go wrong, sometimes it go wrong, although you did everything right. But that is, again, you're looking at the superficial. You are not digging deeper. You are not looking at the actual ability to do certain things into your operation itself. This experience, of course, have real value. But if I keep it inside myself, David, and I don't write it down to benefit my kids, my stakeholder, my staff, my other people, at first I consider it a waste. I'm not considering it, by the way, valuable for my ego or anything. No, it's just experiences from millions and millions of other experiences in the world. The only difference, I think, between me and everybody else who is not writing his own experience is that he didn't write his own experience. So once he leaves us, it's a zero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always consider it must become a tool, and it must be shared in a way that's conducive and very helpful to the reader itself, because there is a turning point that I learned in my career, and I thought, and then I write a note, and then I write a note. For more than 50 years now, I write notes. And then last year in November, I decided I have a shed load of notes about everything, because I work it worldwide. So I thought to myself, maybe it's a way of transferring this practical intelligence into something. It's not an autobiography, by the way. It is just making sure that I am not telling you another theory. I am telling you and other people what really is in real life, because life is one of the best, I think, schools you can go through. Not universities or anything. Real life, real brass, real. You hit the ground running, or you sit down and wait for others to run it for you. This is what I think. My first step was, of course, SMA code.
Yeah, and also, through sharing your experience and knowledge, hopefully it can save other people that are experienced, or young entrepreneurs, from making mistakes, because when we set up a business, we all learn from some of the books. Obviously we'll put a link to the website so people can look at it, but obviously you've got books like SMA Code, SMA Vibes, and SMA GMD. One that stuck out to me is My Trumpology. And I've not read the book. Some people might assume a book about Trump must be political. Is that correct?
No. On the surface of it, My Trumpology will look like completely different subject, but beneath it, it is the same method. It's political because Donald J. Trump is a political animal, huh?
Yes.
But it is not political because it's not about Trump. The Trumpology is, which again is like scientific psychology or sociology. It's a study of what made Trump a politician. It's a study of power, actually. It's a study of branding. People will not understand that if they didn't read the book from the title. It's a study of what disruption can do to your structure, your institutions, your government, and to the region, and then to the world. it's major. It's about the media he's involved in, about the social media he got it hacked because he really hacked it very well, about the conflict, about loyalty in a magnified glass, under magnified glass, because his loyalty is very distinct. He only now employ people who are only loyal to him, and anyone who even remotely think he is out of order becomes his enemy. And whether people admire him or oppose him, they can't ignore, actually, David, that he is a phenomenon. And that's what makes him important to analyze. As a business and a system thinker myself, I became really fascinated by this guy, about his machinery. How does one person dominate the media cycle for years? How does he manage to convert criticism into attention, into building loyalty in his own way, because he really changed the definition of loyalty in the English dictionary. How does he survive pressure? And not only that, how would he destroy many other leaders that actually played the usual diplomatic playbook? He threw away. He did throw away this book, by the way. He rewrote it. His language is different. The way the show time he does is different. Timing is different. Confrontation is different. He became a political phenomenon.
What makes SMA books different from any other business or leadership books?
I address systems in all my books. SMA Code, for example, I studied the system inside your individual leadership as the way you do it. I coined the term called, KPIs, key performance indicator. Yeah. What I do is I weaponize it. Weaponize it not like a war, but I am using the same acronym as wars, the same psychology of wars, because the market is tough. So you have to fight for your KPIs. So that's the first one. In vibes, I study the system inside the organization, the energy. When you walk into a company, you feel even your slang language when you say, "Oh, this guy have positive vibes." Yeah, it is that kind of energy you address within the organization. The GMD, which is acronym for Global Multi-Domestic, I study the system across markets and cultures. In my trambology, I study the system of this public power, the guy himself, the media, the identity, his branding, his conflict, leadership, the way he does it, worldwide. Subject change, but the method, my method, is very consistent. I'm always asking few things, David. What is the hidden code inside this? What is the energy in the place? How is it created? How we improve it? What's the incentive? What's the mechanism in producing such behavior? Or what's being said publicly? Because what is really happening underneath is different than what you say publicly. That's how I think. Logistic actually helped me as well to see this system. Medicine, as I said, trained me to diagnose causes. Business trained me to measure outcomes. Leadership trained me to read people. And life in general trained me to respect complexity, because you have to break down these complex things into its own components. And in all my writing, I try to explain in graphs and things like that how you do this simple thing, how you minute it. To deal with any situation, you have to break it into components. Then it's very manageable, and you can do it many times, not just one. So whether I'm writing really about the company or the leader or the culture or a political phenomenon, I'm always trying to uncover the operating mechanism behind that visible event. I'm always believing in the invisible part, because that's everything. It's like what I said about energy. You don't see it, right? You don't see the energy, but you feel it. You see the visible part of what's the invisible. If you understand the invisible, you can predict the next move. And this is major part of my Trombology book, how you analyze it. And then I give a 5-year forecast of what he's going to do, even after leaving the USA position as twice president.
Well, I personally look forward to that. I'm sure our viewers too. You often speak about trust, speed, and coherence. Why are these values so important to you?
Because trust, speed, and coherence are real operating currency in leadership, David. Money matters, by the way. I mean, I'm not saying money doesn't matter in business. But even technology matters and strategy matters. But when you think about it, when you have the money and you have the technology, without trust, speed, and coherence, everything becomes slower and it becomes more expensive and more fragile. Trust will always reduce the friction in the working place or in any government department or even in the family. Trust reduces that. When people trust each other, they don't waste time protecting themselves from hidden agenda, so they are not always suspicious. Speed, when you put it as a factor in this formula of mine, creates the opportunity, because in business, timing often decide are you are front or not front. And this is another point which I always address about time. You have to give everything enough time to succeed, but that doesn't mean you just sit and take all the time in the world. You have to have deadlines, for doing things. Coherence is the most important thing in my mind, because it keeps the organization aligned, David. Energy is not wasted in everywhere, in politics, in business, in duplication, in fusion, it is not. I learned this very clearly in our business as well. If the client trusts you, problems become easier to solve, as you know. If the client doesn't trust you, the minute thing, you lose that business. If my team trusts me and trust each other, any bad news will travel faster and recovery starts earlier. So everything will be done okay. But if your system is coherent, you have fewer mistakes, you have better communication, clearer communication. All this save time, money, and emotion and energy. Same principle apply to leadership, of course. It applies to your health, to your family, to everything. So really, I believe these are survival tools. And if you command the trust and the speed and the coherence, you will find money and strategy coming in. But without them, I'm a big believer, David, that your structure will be very fragile.
Okay, thank you. And when people have read your books, what would you like them to feel after reading your books?
I like them to read my books not as books. I like them to use it as tools.
Okay.
I like them to read it with a pencil or a pen, Challenge them, use them, and try to apply them in business or in team and career or anything. Because of this world we live in, the people who can think clearer under pressure and they refuse to be confused and they delay their emotional reaction because that brings weak judgment. Actually, I wrote these books for people who want to rise above noise, to develop stronger judgment, to ask better questions. If you start with the SMA code, you want to understand the hidden operating system behind everything, because that is the seeds of success. You move to Vibe, because that is the sequence I would like them to read it. They will understand the energy, the culture, what I mean by trust, where it comes from. Then you move to the bigger book, and if you want, this is how the code look like.
Yeah.
And this is how the Vibe look like. Yeah, it's both of them around 360 pages, but the ultimate is this book,
Okay.
SMA GMD, which is quite a big book. It's about 700 pages. And when you do that, you will understand everything to do with the system. And then when you enjoy this, my thrombology,
Yeah.
that is an analysis of a complete system. That is understanding the whole of America, not only Mr. Trump. Because in my humble opinion, Trump is not unique. What he did, he compressed all the characteristics of Midwest America into one system, which is his system.
Okay. No, that's good. And I just want to say thank you so much, Dr. Attia, for going through that with us. I'm sure our viewers will listen. I'll put a link on the bottom of the podcast where they can look through to it. And I hope they enjoy it. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, David. It's lovely to see you all the time.